What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. And today we're going back to our population meter. When I talked through all of the stuff that I do for my weekly videos, the things that are hidden in there week after week with What's Up, Fam, all that comes from my world population meter. And I thought I'd jump in and share an insight out of that so encourages me in forward advance in making these videos. I think I've talked about it before, but as a perennial thing that I wrestle with, I wrestle with a lot of insecurity. I think a lot of things that we struggle with by way of insecurities or fear flow out of darkness coming against our destiny in God. That wherever there's an area in your life where you experience oppression, either fear or insecurity, as in my case, or pride or anger or unbelief, in those areas where there's this just persistent, consistent pushback of darkness against you, it's darkness trying to keep an element of your destiny under their thumb because they know what's underneath of that oppression. And if they pulled off that oppression, what would pop out would be your destiny in God. So in my case, where I wrestle with insecurity, that's what I wrestle with. The identity then that is underneath of there is that I have an amazing confidence in God that's supernaturally empowered by His grace, that I have amazing things to give to my community and to the world by way of gifts of insight and strength and empowerment to release to the nations, to be able to help empower them to live their God-given destiny and complete the good works that He has for them to do. That's what God has for me under here. And so as a result, darkness comes against that with great insecurity. I'm tempted to give in to insecurity almost all the time. It's very difficult for me. Out of that, I have this beautiful ministry tool of this world population meter. I would encourage you, here's the link in the bottom screen. Go to this site, check it out. It's fascinating. It's just how my brain works, but I love looking at things. There's all kinds of silly things in here. Numbers of bicycles produced this year, 99 million bicycles and counting. Computers produced, 164 million plus and climbing. Here's another one. Internet users in the world today, 4 billion. Emails sent just today. This number has been growing since midnight today. But emails sent today, 96 billion, 159, 65, 66, 67, 69 million emails sent just today. Tweets sent today, 286 million and counting. Statistics like crazy. I love it. But one of my favorite ones to just sit and watch and pray and imagine and press into the Father's heart is in the current world population section. That our Father has said that He created man in His image and likeness. And so people are the overflow of His creative heart to reveal His image and likeness in the earth. And so watching the economy of heaven, this is like my Dow Jones Industrial Average ticker tape, watching God's investment in the earth and seeing how are we doing? Let me watch the numbers. What is our return, Father? How is our family business of creating people who are your image and likeness, your image bearers in the earth? How's our family business growing today? 7,808,017,000 people in the world currently. Births today, success. This is the morning report. 139,000, wait for it. 140,000 births today. Losses. There have been 38,722,000 plus people that have died this year. 58,800 deaths today. Coupled with abortions, there's been, scroll down. This is the portion of my statistics that I don't like. Abortions this year, 28,009,000. Those are babies being aborted in the womb of women all around the world. That fast. That's how darkness is fighting against the plans of our Father, trying to hold the image and likeness of our Father back. That's horrible. That's that click. That is the rate of darkness's warfare. That's how they're trying to fight against our Father. But in spite of darkness, net population growth today has been 81,400 and climbing. That's so beautiful. How that encourages me is that Jesus's ways are not our ways. Jesus's thoughts are not our thoughts. If you haven't noticed, in the world today, there's a little bit of unrest. Lots of people who are throwing stones at one another, literally and figuratively. And a lot of their rhetoric is that if you are not with us, if you don't have a fist raised in a restaurant, or if you don't pick the cause in the world that's the real issue. You know what the real issue is here? If you're not with us, then you're against us, and we will fight you and hate you, and we are justified in abusing you and cutting you off from our community. If you are not for us, then you're against us, and you can go to hell. Jesus, though, I find his mindset so much more encouraging, and it helps me with my insecurity so much. In Mark chapter 9, verse 40, Jesus says, they're the red letters, Jesus says, "Whoever is not against you is for you." I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about that, but that Jesus takes a mentality of the world, a mentality from the context of power and domination and lording over people. If you are not with us, then you are against us, and you can go to hell, and we'll make sure that you get there quicker because we're justified in our cause. Our cause is just, and if you are not for us, well, then you're against us, you're the enemy, and we are justified in abusing you and eradicating you from the people who get it. That's the extreme stance. It might be offensive to you that you're like, well, I don't say that. I like things that are in extremes because it helps to tease out the nuances of the disgustingness that lies just below the social appropriateness of gentle statements. If you think about that world order of you are either with us, and if you're not, then you are against us, that Jesus turns that statement on its head and says, "For whoever is not against you is for you." In the midst of my insecurity, I often think of all of the people who oppose me, the people who say negative things to me or about me, or who have hurt me. And that is what drives my thoughts and my feelings of insecurity, that I become suspicious then of people, that they're against me, they're set against me, and that they're thinking all kinds of things that are negative and destructive towards me, that those thoughts are perpetually tempting in my mind and war against me. But Jesus has said, those, Elijah, that are not against you are for you. So as I look at my world population meter and I see 7,808,017,920 people and climbing, I think of that mass of people, and I think of those people, by what percentage are there people that I know who are dead set against me, that they are given to opposing me proactively? I know it, I've experienced it, and they are set against me. As I stop and I think about that, there's not very many people that I can think of specifically who are oriented in relationship to me that way. Even if it was 20% of the world's population. Okay, 20% of the world's population. Well, that's a lot of people. But that still leaves 80% of the world's population that they're not against me. They don't even know who I am. And if they did, they'd be like, well, I kind of like the guy. I don't agree with all the things that he says, but I'm not dead set against him. I'm glad he's part of our community. He's kind of funny and I like him. He's pretty nice. I like having him around. He's okay. I'm not against him. I don't always agree with him, but he's okay. That would leave 80% of the world's population who are not against me. That means that 80% of the world's population. So, man, I'm really bad with math on the fly, but let's just say 6 billion people. I got 6 billion people who are for me. And even if that were not true, that me plus God equals a majority, that God is for me, that God, the God of the universe, who is all powerful, all knowing, and all present, that he has oriented his heart and all the resources of heaven towards me. God is for me. That's all I need. So I've got me and God, and that is super majority. But on top of that, there is a mass, billions and billions of people who are not against me. And Jesus says, those who are not against you are for you. Wow. I have a lot of hope to continue. I have a lot of hope to push forward in the vision and the destiny that God has placed on my life. Wow, I have a massive support group. That is incredibly hopeful. I like looking at my population meter. I think I'll look at it again. The numbers are looking good, Dad. Our family business is succeeding. I'm gonna invest more because this is unstoppable momentum. Good job, Dad. Wow, our family business is going really well. Out of that, my encouragement to you in this season is to ask him to search your heart to see if there be any offensive way in you. And in all of the chaos and crisis that we're experiencing in the world today with Black Lives Matter and the political season with all the debates and swirling back and forth, all of the people that are turning out in droves on social media that are driving these tweets today numbers that are just perpetuating their thoughts and opinions into the world about what's right and what's wrong. Test your heart and mind. Have the Holy Spirit search your heart and mind to see if there be any offensive way in you, connected to the mindset of the world that says, if you are not with us, if you are not for us, then you are against us and you're the enemy. And ask Jesus to transform your mind into the ways of heaven that says, if you are not against us, then you are for us. The beauty of that, as one who wrestles with insecurity greatly, that I battle with it perpetually, and as I've been ministered to by this mindset of Christ, that as he transforms and renews your mind, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That a renewed mind paves the way to a transformed life. That in that renewed mind of Christ, the reality of heaven is those who are not against you are for you. You can then look at your daily ticker tape of the family business and look at all of these people in the world. And you can gain hope in knowing, wow, there are so many people who are not against me. They're for me. Wow, this is amazing. This is incredibly hopeful. We have a movement going on here that is very, very effective. And that will help to empower you to move through this season of chaos and crisis and all of the data that's just running at us, that's preaching a message of people are not for you. There's less and less people in your camp, and there's less and less power that you have to perpetuate your cause. You are going to be destroyed. No. All of these numbers are showing family business is going really well, and I have a lot of people who are for me. If you subscribe to what I'm doing, hit the button. Hit it and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. I pray blessings on your day. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.